Good morning, students. Hope you are keeping fine at home and doing your studies well. So, wish you all the best. But now, please take your history book. Please take your history book. Page number, we will see today. Page number 94, 94, 95. We'll see today. Okay? And so, regarding Aurangzeb, we have seen his early life and then his revolts, rebellion, the four rebellion groups that emerged during the Aurangzeb as soon as he became the emperor of the Mughal Empire, the war with Sikh, the emergence of the Khalsa, the establishment of the Khalsa, and then later, after death of Chhatrapati Shivaji, what happened? All that we have seen. Deccan campaign of Aurangzeb, we have seen. Now, rise of the Marathas and the Chhatrapati Shivaji. This is actually Chhatrapati Shivaji. Here is given the introductory part of it. That here is the explanation. How it happened? Rise of how the Marathas came up. I have earlier told that this Bijapur and Golconda, they were strong empire, small kingdom rather, and under them there were soldiers, and those soldiers were Marathas. They were Marathas, and Maratha soldiers were very, very brave. And so now, how Shivaji made use of these Marathas, we'll see that. By the early 17th century, the Marathas were who were minor chieftain. Minor chieftain, that means they were captain of the particular group of soldiers, serving in the kingdom of Ahmadnagar, Bijapur and Golconda. Remember, Ahmadnagar, Bijapur and Golconda, they were serving as a soldier. They became powerful and declared themselves independent. See that? They gathered together, and then they organized themselves and then strengthened themselves and declared independent. That means they can face any rebellions or any kings. They started to control the reigns near present day Pune and conquered more territories in the Konkan region. Now, these were ruled by the partly ruled by the Mughals, and so they fought and then they recaptured rather this Pune and Konkan area. Konkan area means all coastal area of the western Konkan area. Goa, it comes under the Mumbai, Goa area, Pune, all those areas, all coastal areas near the sea, all these were Konkan areas. So the Marathas became powerful under the guidance of the leadership of Shivaji, who laid the foundation of powerful Maratha kingdom. Do you understand now? Shivaji dreamt of establishing a huge empire. He had got the dream. That means he had targeted, he had planned that he will establish a huge empire, and hence gathered a small army and carried on guerrilla warfare. Now, what is this guerrilla warfare? Guerrilla is the name of a type of monkey. That is gorilla. That. Now, guerrilla warfare. What is the strategy of these monkeys? How do these monkeys attack? They don't attack at random and then go and then all these things. They suddenly attack and then they come back. They don't remain on the spot. They attack and then they come back and hide themselves. They are not seen. Simply they attack and then they come back and then they are not seen. So this warfare, this type of fighting war is known as guerrilla warfare, which who accepted, who practiced Shivaji. He captured many forts like those of Toran, Chakkan, Purnadar. All these were the coastal areas where the small forts were there made for the soldiers. Those forts were for the safety of the soldiers. They captured who? Shivaji. Shivaji's power was growing steadily, and this troubled the king of Bijapur and all that, who sent an army under Afzal Khan. This Bijapur, remember, it has come to to crush the Marathas. However, Shivaji killed Afzal Khan and defeated the army. The Mughal felt threatened, and Aurangzeb considered Shivaji his greatest threat. Now he is expanding, he is becoming more powerful, and he killed Afzal Khan also of the governor of Bijapur. That means who in the name of Mughals he was ruling over there, Afzal Khan. The Mughals felt threatened, and Aurangzeb considered Shivaji as a great threat to him. In 1663, he sent Shaista Khan. He sent Shaista Khan to capture him. But Shivaji and his army, disguised as a marriage party, defeated the unprepared Shaista Khan. See, what happened is there is a story over there. Shaista Khan, all that they came to attack Shivaji. Shivaji and the soldiers of Shivaji all disguised like a band party, marriage party. So they are going in for Bharati. And so they went, and they were unprepared. Who? Shaista Khan and his soldiers, these Mughal soldiers, they were not prepared. And suddenly they attacked them. And when they were not prepared and they attacked, they were defeated. So that's how it is defeated. Alarmed at the growing power of Shivaji, Aurangzeb sent Raja Jai Singh to capture Shivaji. Raja Jai Singh, he was the commander-in-chief. Jai Singh besieged the fort of Purandar, and a deal was struck. A deal was struck. That means he seized, he won, and that Purandar was taken back, which was already it was under Shivaji Maharaj. Now the Raja Jai Singh, he captured, defeated, and there was a deal was struck. There was an agreement. There was an agreement between the Mughals and the Shivaji. Shivaji was enrolled as a Jamindar in the Mughal structure. So this is the contract that, okay, he is not going to be, but he will be the Jamindar of Purandar, that area, and he will pay the tribute to the Mughals. That was the agreement. He helped the Mughals in their campaign against Bijapur. Yet Bijapur was not under, so to capture Bijapur, who will help? Shivaji will help to the Mughals. That was the understanding. He later traveled to meet Aurangzeb at Agra, where, offended by the emperor's behavior, he expressed his anger. Who? He went to meet Aurangzeb and he did not meet. Okay. And so he was offended. Who? Shivaji. Aurangzeb then placed him under house arrest. But then when he showed his anger, he was arrested over there. House arrest. From where Shivaji escaped in 1670s and renewed his rebellion against Mughals. So how did he escape from the, he is escaped through the basket. There was a big party, and then they arranged the party in the prison, and then the sweet carrier, in the basket, full basket, they were carrying the sweets. So one day he managed to sit in the basket, and somebody has to carry him on the head, and then as in the basket nobody could see, and then he escaped from the prison. This is I am telling in short, but it is a long story. You find yourself. So this is how he escaped, and then he became a great rebellion against the Mughals. He started recapturing the lost fort. In 1674, Shivaji crowned himself as the Maratha king and took the title Chhatrapati Shivaji. See that? Meaning king of kings. He was both a powerful general as well as an excellent administrator. And after his death, his son Sambhaji took over. Aurangzeb defeated Sambhaji, annexed Bijapur and Golconda, but none of this helped him much as the Marathas maintained the constant fight against the Mughal. The last 25 years of Aurangzeb's reign were spent in suppressing the Marathas. Throughout his life, towards the end of his life, he started concentrating himself in Maharashtra, and then he wanted to suppress the Marathas. His campaign against the Deccan drained the treasury. As a result, treasury was becoming less and less. Drained means emptying. The treasury, that means money is getting lost less and less in the treasury. That led to the loss of the soldiers, trade and commerce. His constant attention towards the Deccan kept north unattended. So north became empty, and the situation gave rise to many revolts took place in the north as a result of this, because the emperor was in the south and north was unattended, not taken care. This expedited the designations, the disintegration of the empire. That means disintegration, separation. This expedition that he emptied, all became a small kingdom. They made their own powerful empire. Of the empire, he died in 1707. Who? Aurangzeb. So that is about Aurangzeb and Shivaji. Next video, we will see Aurangzeb as a ruler, how he was, and his decline of the empire and all that we will see. Next video. Okay, till then, keep safe.